everybody. All right, well, welcome. My name is Mike Kirshner. All my friends, they call me Kirsch, and I am a mentalist. Basically, I use my 5 senses to create the illusion of the 6th sense. Basically, I know what you're thinking. And we're going to have some fun. What's your name? Oh, that's a good one. So what's your name? That is correct. Cheryl, have we ever met before? It's nice to meet you, Cheryl. Cheryl, do you believe in free will? Do you believe that you make your own decisions? Sometimes you have guidance, but do you believe that you make your own decisions? That would be free will. For example, if you were to tell me a number between 1 and 1,000, what would it be?
I should tell you, or you should tell me?
No, you should tell me.
Okay, 123.
123. That's free will. I didn't tell you to do that. You chose 123. I'm now going to think of a word, because I feel like I have a connection with you, Cheryl. Okay. I'm going to think of a word, and I'm going to write the word on the back of this envelope. I wrote a word on the back of the envelope. Yes. Do you know what the word is that I wrote? Do you know what the word is that I wrote?
I do not.
No? No?
I don't think so.
Yes? No?
I say I don't.
No.
No.
That is correct. It is no. All right, now I know that I'm working with the right person. All right. If you don't mind, can you stand up for me?
Not at all. I don't mind.
Notice a sealed envelope. I'll rip it open just like so.
The cash inside?
Oh, yes. Will you be so kind to pull out what's inside that envelope and very slowly, line by line, will you read it out loud?
Sure. But I don't know what this is. Oh my goodness!
Read it out! Read it out loud! Don't hurt me!
Okay, it says good evening, welcome to today's occasion. Your magical number.
Wait, hold on a second. I don't think anyone can hear you in the back.
Okay, I'm never going to keep it quiet. Good evening! Welcome to a joyous occasion. Your magical number is 123.
Oh, wow.
Thank you very much. You may have a seat.
You may have your own.
All right. Oh. So free will? I don't think so.
Okay.
All right. We're going to try a little bit of an experiment. An experiment. In fact, I needed someone to volunteer to do this. We have a volunteer. You are the brave one, okay?
I am.
What's your name?
I'm Rebecca.
Rebecca, nice to meet you, Rebecca. Will you stand on up?
Sure.
Yeah, you can give her a round of applause. You can come even closer.
Okay.
All right. Not that close. No, I'm joking. Come closer, Rebecca. That's perfect right there. Rebecca, I grew up in a little town called Coney Island.
Me too.
All right. Sure have you. I have that connection, all right? And my grandfather, every Saturday after school, we would walk on the boardwalk, and he would always pick up a pebble, and we would play the game, Guess Which Hand. You know the game, I'm sure.
Yes, I do.
My grandpa was everything to me, and when he left us, it was a little depressing, okay? But I always remember him, and I always have these amazing memories. And now that I have a little kid, 2 little kids, I get to play that game with them. Rebecca, I'd like to play the game with you.
Great.
Now, Jacob, who's 6.5 years old, I don't know how to put it. He lies a lot, all right? Lies. He's got this amazing imagination, and I played this game because it taught me to figure out if he's lying or telling the truth. In fact, I have something very valuable with me in that wedding box, in that ring box.
And this one?
Yep. Can you open it up?
Sure.
You know what that is?
A wedding ring?
A wedding band. Yep.
Yep.
It was my grandfather's. Okay. Yep. I polished it and everything. I always keep it nice and clean. And if you don't mind, will you take it out of the box?
Sure.
And you put the box down. And I'd like you to stand right over here. will you place the ring in one hand?
Okay.
In the hand, not on the hand. And will you hold your hands up?
Sure.
Go ahead, you can hold them up. Now I saw where you put it, right? I know that you put it in this hand, right? Correct? It's in this hand.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see that. So I want you to be a little sneaky. I want you to place the ring behind your back, okay? And when you're ready, I'd like you to come out with both fists like this. Turn towards me.
That's for chance.
Are you trying to stick it in your pocket? You're that person? Rebecca, I would never think that you would do that to me, okay? I forgot to tell you, there is a rule.
Okay.
The rule is you have to keep it in your hand.
Oh, really?
Yes, sorry.
It's going up for what? I'm seeing
All right. That's a different show, okay? I'd like you to hold out your hands like this.
That's so easy, though. It's like 1 out of 2.
I know, right? So go ahead, bring it out.
Okay, hold on.
Take your time, hurry up.
You're going to guess it, though.
Maybe, maybe not.
1 out of 2.
Keep it a little, yeah. Separate your hand a little bit. Separate your hand. Yeah, good, good, good. Look at me. This is what I need you to do at this point. From this point on, the only answer you're going to give me is no. If I point to the hand and say, is it in this hand? You were to say no. If you pointed to this hand, if I point to this hand, I go, is it there? You're going to say no. Do you understand?
No.
Good. Are you ready to start?
No.
You like me?
No.
All right, here we go. Is it in this hand?
No.
Is it in this hand?
No.
Is it in this hand?
No.
Don't look up. That's a total lie. Will you show the ring that's in this hand? Okay. Now that could have been pure luck. 50-50 chance, right? Let's try this again. Place your hand behind your back like this. Come on now. Now, before you do that, I have to tell you that 80% of the people that do this, usually on the second try, usually keep it in the same hand. Just letting you know. Okay. So come on out. Bring it a little closer. Is it in this hand?
No.
Is it in this hand?
No.
Is it in this hand?
No.
All right, so now she's doing what's called poker face. Poker face. Like she's staring straight at me. She's making sure her eyes don't wander. Okay. Place your hands back out. Is it in this hand?
No.
Is it in this hand?
No.
Is it in this hand?
No.
That's the truth. Will you show the ring it's in this hand?
Oh.
You now have to give your kidney.
All right. I'm on the list. All right. Let's try it again. Place it behind your back. Redemption. We'll go for the third time. You ready? Come on out.
No.
Do it now.
Okay.
Now you sound like my wife. Is it in this hand?
No.
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 Stop lying. Show him the ring. Thank you very much. Wow. All right. Now this is kind of an experiment. We could place the ring back in the box if you don't mind.
Sure.
This is an experiment to see if I can work with her. 2 out of 3. I'm going to take that as pretty good. All right. Place that over there. This is where my marker. Marker's over here. And I would like you. Oh, by the way, you don't have to say no anymore. Okay.
Okay, good.
All right. Good. Rebecca, are you with 2 K's or C's, or how do you spell your name?
1 B, 2 C's.
All right, don't get technical. All right, hold on a second. We're going to write your name on here. That's R-E-B-E-C-C-A. I'm going to write my nickname, which is Kirsch, on the back.
K-I-R-S-C-H.
Very good. All right. All right, and I'm going to write some things in here.
Okay.
And you can see what I'm writing. They might not be able to see it because I have it like this. The first thing I'm going to write is my wife's birthday. Her name is Pam. I promised I would use her in at least one trip, okay? So May 19th, that's Pam's birthday, all right?
Taurus.
She is a Taurus. In fact, I have 2 Tauruses in my home. My oldest son, Jacob, who's 6½. His birthday is May 14th. And then I have my little Jackson, who's 2. His birthday is November 1st. And this right here will be someone's birthday. Okay? Don't put your birthday, because the truth of the matter is maybe I went around to the room and I said, hey, do you know Rebecca, what's her birthday? So I don't want you to do that. I didn't do that, okay? But I want you to put down somebody else's birthday, somebody that means something special to you, okay? Write it down on the line. Make it neat. What's your name, sir?
Sean.
That's right. Yeah, very good memory, by the way.
Thank you.
Is that your real name?
That's my middle
Okay.
name.
Your middle name, okay. I want you to write down a birthday, show it to Sean, okay? And then place it like this.
Okay.
I'm not going to look.
Okay.
I would like to look. It would make my job easier. Hey. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right. Let me know when you are done. Now, I have her write it for two reasons. One, it will solidify it on her mind. Also, people have tried to change their mind to make me look not so smart. Not to say that Rebecca would do that, although she did try shoving it in her pocket before. Okay?
The pocket, she doesn't.
She has no
No, it was
pocket.
actually,
Oh!
it was in my tights.
That's weird. That's even weirder now, okay? I'll take this. And and what she did is she scribbled on here to make sure that I can't see through this, which is important.
Right.
Okay? Fold it up into little pieces, right? Good?
Not yet.
And this is a family member's birthday, I assume. Is that correct? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is a female, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and is this your mom?
No.
Sister, aunt, grandma? What's the relationship?
I would say symbiotic.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Okay. I want you to look at me.
Okay.
And what is the person's name?
Rebecca.
Is it your birthday?
It's a significant birthday, yeah.
Okay, so Rebecca, I'd like you to just think of the season that you're born in. And I say think, that means don't say it, because a lot of people will blurt it out by accident. I think you're going to be very good in keeping the secrets. Okay?
So good.
Rebecca, think of the season. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Winter, spring, thank you. Springtime.
I would say I'm on the cusp.
Yeah. Which tells me you're either going to be April, May, or June. I'm going to go with, don't tell me if I'm right or wrong,
Okay.
but I'm pretty sure it's in April. Okay?
Okay.
See? You see what she did? She didn't tell me, but she told me. Okay? She's like, no, okay. So I assumed that I was wrong. Oh, look at me. Thank you. It's definitely May. Definitely May. But I have to figure out if it's in the beginning, in the middle, or the end. Well, I know it's not going to be in the middle, okay, because you said it's kind of on the cusp. So which means it's either in the very beginning or towards the very end. Don't shake your head.
Oh,
You're
okay.
giving me clues. I'm going to say that your birthday is closer towards the end. Somewhere in the 20s. I might be off by a day. I'm getting May 22nd. And what is your birthday?
May 22nd.
Oh, I get so excited. All right. You may have a seat. Thank you. I got so nervous. I started to schwitz. All right. Oh, my lordy, 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 lordy. What's that? No! We're going to work with everybody over here. In fact, I'd like everyone for a moment to take a deep breath, okay? And really try to clear your mind and only listen to the words that I'm saying. In a moment, better yet, I'd like you to visualize this. I want you to imagine that you're sitting in a movie theater, on these amazing, comfortable, reclining chairs. You guys have that out there? Yeah. Beautiful reclining chairs. But the screen is blank. The screen is blank. In a moment, I want you to think of an object and imagine that object on the screen. But nothing that's inside this room, something that you would typically see outside. Again, I want you to imagine that you're sitting in a reclining chair, staring up at the screen, staring up in the screen, and when I clap my hands, I'd like you to think of an object on the screen that's outside. Here we go, get ready. Good. Now, clear the screen. I want you to think of another object outside when I clap my hands. Good. See, this is a way for me to see who are the senders and who are the receivers. See, I was trying to send out information to see who's going to be receiving the information. If you got one or both of these objects I'm about to mention, raise your hand so we can all see. I was trying to send to you a tree or a car. That is, yep, that's about 40% of the room, okay? Now this is, any males though that got this? Any? No males. Oh, you?
Yeah, he got the card.
You got a car?
Yeah.
No.
You're a liar! No, Rebecca, don't do it! Don't do it!
He got a car.
You got a car? What's your name? Yoni. Come over here, Yoni. Let's give Yoni a big round of applause. Yoni, I'm going to move some things out of the way over here. And if you don't mind, stand on this side of me. Yoni, it's nice to meet you. Yoni, I'd like you to clear your mind for a moment. That was quick. I'd like to introduce you to some of my friends. I have 52 of them. See, I call them my friends because they all have different names, they all have different faces, just like you and just like me. And Yoni, we're going to try to do a little bit of a weird experiment. This is kind of a build-up with these friends of mine. Are you in it to win it?
Yeah.
All right, good. Just want to make sure. So, first thing, growing up in Coney Island, there was a guy that was on the boardwalk. His name was Ivan. And every time you walked past Ivan, he would yell out your weight. My mom hated that guy. Okay? No problem, Cheryl. All right. But this is what he was amazing, and he would nail everybody's weight to like the half pound. Okay? No, hold on, let me pick you up. No, you're good. Okay. So instead of me weighing people and embarrassing people, I don't want to do that. That'd be insulting. Okay. I mean, look at me. I didn't get this way picking berries. Okay. There we go. So what I'd like you to do, if you don't mind, instead of weighing people, we'll weigh objects. Like, for example, this box right here. This box is 7.2 grams. Okay? This cup is 8.8 grams. I know you don't believe me, so we'll use a deck of cards, and instead of converting it into weight, we'll instead of saying weight, we'll convert it into the amount of cards. Okay? So pick up some cards. And place them in my hand. I'm going to weigh the cards. I can tell you right now, just by weighing the cards, not one more, not one less, exactly 8 cards. Exactly 8 cards. Shmoney. Okay? Watch. Hold out your hands. Both of them. All 3 of them. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay?
Wow.
Now we'll try this again a little bit differently though. So, Yoni, name a number between 1 and 52, and I will try to weigh to that amount.
37.
37. I'm 3 off. 37. Hold out your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Your job is to make sure that I'm not cheating, okay? That was 10, right? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. That's 36.
Oh my God.
37.
Wow.
Thank you. I'm sorry for the view, by the way. Okay, well, thank you. Work hard on it. All right, here we go. Now, Yoni, that is weighing the volume of cards. But what if I can weigh? That's weighing the quantity of cards. What if I can weigh the actual card? What happens if I can use the weight to determine what the card is? That's a little bit different. That's weighing the value of the card, not the quantity of the card. Will you do me a favor? Take the cards and give them a nice big cut.
Yes.
Yep. Cut. To the bottom. Yep, to the bottom. Good. Cut them again. To the bottom. Good. Cut them one more time to the bottom. Good. Now I can see what you're doing, so I want you just to take the cards and do this behind your back. Top to the bottom. Let me know when you did that. Okay. Pick that up. Cut them again. Top to the bottom. Good. Now, I'm going to give you a choice. You can either take the top card or the bottom card. That's up to you. Don't look at that card. Place it in my hand. And I'll take the rest of the cards. Thank you. And we're going to see if we can figure out what the card is by weighing it. Well, if you think about it, the ink on the card does not weigh the same. See, the red and black, you can tell the difference. And then you can tell the difference if there's more ink on the card than less ink on the card. Your hands have to be very sensitive to this, Cheryl. Come on. All right? So I'm going to tell you right now that this is a red card. Did you see what the card is? This is a heart. I could be wrong. I'm not perfect. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. I'm going to go with the... Is the card face up or face down?
Face down.
I'm going to go with definitely a heart. A 10 of hearts.
Oh, how did he do that? MG.
And let's
Oh my God.
give Mr. Yoni a round of applause for helping. I gotta be honest with you, I'm not playing with a full deck. Black weighs more than red. All right. I am looking for a specific card. I don't know if this is going to... Yeah, we can do this. In fact, Michael, do you mind helping me for a moment? Thank you very much.
Give a round
Our
of applause,
host.
Michael.
Thank you for hosting this amazing event. All right, so this is what I would like you to do. I want to be honest with you. I am not playing with a full deck.
Who is?
No, I mean that. I am actually missing one card. The jokers I'm not missing. They are in my car. Okay? But I do have one other card that's not inside this deck. Will you be so kind to tell me if the card is missing, the card that is missing, is it red or is it black? Hey, you stand right over here. Red or black?
Black.
That's right.
There you go.
Hey, your hands are very soft, by the way. not a lot of labor over here, okay?
Moisturizer. Palm olive.
All right. So now, black. Now, you have a choice now. Do you think, or do you feel, I should say, is it a club or is it a spade?
It's a spade.
Oh, you're amazing. This is great. Michael.
Still soft?
It got a little rougher over the moment. Michael. You said it was a black card, then you said it was a spade. Now, I know you're probably thinking the ace of spades, but we know it's not the ace of spades. What card do you think it is?
King?
You just totally freaked me out. Because that is the card that was missing. You could have named any card, but you named the king of spades. I gotta be honest with you, the king of spades is not inside this deck. Thank you very much, everybody.
We're supposed to believe you?
No. In my pocket, all the way over here, if I can get this. Yeah, I wish. No. Somewhere. I feel it. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's not there. Maybe it's not there. Hold on a second. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot. Hold on. My wallet, where I normally keep my license. I totally forgot that I did this. One card.
I don't believe this.
Let's give Michael a big round of applause. You are amazing. Thank you very much. All right.
That is nuts.
We're going to just try one more card thingamajig. I don't know what you call this, but do you mind helping me with this one? Yeah. And you know, you can help me also. You can stay right there, though. Okay. What's your name? Mioni. Oh, Yoni? Oh, me, Yoni. Just Yoni. Are you sure? Oh, okay. And I'm sorry, your name one more time? Sean, how could I forget? All right, Sean. I'm going to move a card somewhere inside this deck. And believe it or not, there's only two people that know what the card is that I am moving. It's me and you. No, I don't like that one. I always hit this card from before. Let's do this. I'll leave it there. What is the card you think that I just moved?
I should say it.
Yes.
Any card. I can't say.
Well, what card do you think that I moved?
Ace.
An ace of what?
Speed.
Yoni, tell me a number between 1 and 10 now.
9.
Do you want to change your mind, yes or no? It's totally up to you.
No.
That's your final answer. Yes, okay, 9. All right, here we go. You ready? You can name any number between 1 and 9. You can name any card. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Thank you, everybody. You don't believe it.
I don't understand what just happened.
Oh, yeah. So he named a number, he named a card, and he named a position. Will you flip over that card? And show it to everybody.
It's amazing.
Thank you, sir. You may have a seat. Okay.
This is more interesting. This is crazy.
I like to try something a little bit different. In fact, I hate to ask, is there any way that I can get a coffee mug, one that I can't see through?
Sure.
Yeah? Thank you, Michael.
Oh my God.
Let me just turn this off. I apologize. Oh, that's perfect.
This is what my kids think of me, by the way.
Papa Bear. All right. I need somebody that is more on the artistic side.
You're not a musician yet, a pianist. The guy that plays the piano.
Hey, come over
You know
here.
what?
What's your name?
How about over here?
I have to tell you, Emily was so nice. When I came into the house today, the first thing she did was to ask me, "Can I get you a drink?" And I thought that was really polite of you. And I think that, it's nice to be appreciated, so I appreciate you. Thank you. Do you want to come up and help me? Yeah? Okay, come on.
Go, Emily.
Go, Emily.
All right, Emily, come stand right over here. Emily, you've heard a little bit about my family. I told you I have a wife and 2 kids. When Jacob was born, and actually when he was a little bit older, I was teaching him the colors. I got this cube. I would roll it on the floor, and whatever it landed on, if it landed on green, he would have to tell me the color. Okay? And then when I started traveling a lot, being a performer, and he was done with this, he knew his colors, I took this with me, and I take this with me wherever I go. This way I can always think of Jacob. What I like you to do is to choose a color. Whatever color you like, you leave it on top.
Wait,
And
on
you-
this cube?
Yeah, you leave it on top. So let's say it's red, and then you cover it up. Okay? Now I'm not going to look. I'm going to stand over here. Does this make you feel uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You did it? I don't think that a person chooses a color. I think a color chooses a person. What I'd like you to do is to imagine a picture with this color in it. Because I'm seeing you staring up into the sky right now, looking at the stars. They're looking at actually no stars, all a blue sky. And just out of curiosity, the color that you chose, was it blue? Yes or no? Be louder.
Yes.
Yes. Now that was a 1 in 6 chance. Let's try this again. Go for it. Change the color, cover it up, let me know when you're done.
I'm done.
Yes, you are. All right. Think of the color. The color that you put was white.
Oh, you have to say it.
OMG. Let's try one more, just for good luck. Take your time. Hurry up.
I'm done.
You did it already? Pick the color. Good. You picked one of my favorite colors because to me it gives 2 different feelings. Is that for me? No, that's okay. I was with my wife. The 2 different feelings that I get from this color is rage, anger, but also yet love. Was the color red? Thank you very much.
Oh.
Hold on, I gotta look. All right. Let's try something else. In fact, sir, what's your name? Yes. Excuse me? Yes. Boom. Do you mind helping me with this?
Sure. Sorry.
Nice to meet you. Your hands are pretty soft too. Not as soft as Michael's, alright? That's all.
Vino.
Where are you from? Brooklyn. Of course you are. We're in Brooklyn.
Williamsburg.
Williamsburg. Of course you are.
You can tell.
No. Where's my marker? My marker has magically disappeared. Give me one moment.
It's here.
Oh, do you mind grabbing that?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, that's what you need?
Yes, sir. Thank you. No? All right, Shmuel. Spell your name, please.
S-H-M-U-E-L.
Good, Shmuel. I'll put my name on the back. And the reason why I do this is because it helps me connect our minds together. Right? Because I think being together is important, right? Bayachad, right? Togetherness. I'd like you to go back in time. You grew up in Brooklyn?
Jersey.
Jersey, all right. I live there now. When you go back in time, did you do your schooling in Jersey? Your high school and middle high school?
Don't hold that against me.
Okay, that's all right. So when you go back in time to high school, I want you to think about one of your friends from high school. Maybe you still speak to this person, maybe not. Okay? I like you to write the name in there, and then show it to Sean. Okay, and then fold it up, and I'll take it back. I'm not going to look, okay? And as you're doing this, I really want you to concentrate about this person. Think of the qualities of this person. Think about how the person looks. Think about the last conversation you had with that person. Good?
I should show it to Sean?
Yeah, why not? Good?
Yeah. Scribble on the back. That's a good idea. Hang on a second.
Thanks, Rebecca. Where did you find this girl? Come on. Great neck. Of course.
Okay. Nice. All right.
Good?
You're done.
Thank you. No. We'll destroy the evidence and Sean already saw it. Hold out your hand, please. Are you a righty or a lefty?
Righty.
Hold out your left hand then. Look, you can't see through this. This is important because you scribbled through it. Nice. We'll destroy it into pieces. I will not look. Oh, sorry. I want you to think of this person.
Just tore him up.
You tore him up. Think of the person.
Just kiss me.
And make a tight fist. All right, take your hand. And get your pulse over here. Relax the grip a little bit. Tight. Just hold it up, but not too tight. There you go. I can feel the pulse. And I like you just to think of the first letter of the name. Okay. A, B, C, D, E, F, E, F. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, Q, R, S, T, T, Q, R, S, T. I'm getting like both S and a T. Q, R, S, T, S, T, no, R, S, T. Is there an S? Is there a T in this name?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't think of the first or the second. Think of the third letter. Can you think of an animal that starts with that letter? Yes?
Yeah.
Are you thinking of an elephant?
Yeah.
S-T-E. Oh, is it Steve? Yes? Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I'm gonna try.
No, Rebecca, you're done. All right, let's try something else. Sir, what's your name? Avi? Nice to meet you, Avi. I'm going to just get in here a little closer. Just grab the book and just skim through the book really fast. Make sure it's not like the same word written over and over. Right? Man? Do you need reading glasses? No? Just say stop anywhere. I want you to look at the first word, but don't say it. You have it? Good? Would you mind? Just say stop somewhere. I want you to look at the first word, but don't say it. Yep. And, sir, will you grab this book? Yep. Will you open up to any page? And I want you to make it a little bit difficult. Find like a long word, like 7, 8, 9 letters long. And then as soon as you have that word, close it up. Good, man. Thank you very much, sir. So we have Avi, we have Shirley, and Moshe. I had an uncle, Moshe. We called him Moshe Pipik. That was his nickname, Moshe Pipik. All right, so I like you to think of your word. Think of the first letter of your word. You know, don't think of the first letter of your word. Actually, I want you to look at Moshe. And Moshe, I want you to think of the first letter of your word. And I want you to try to guess the first letter of his word. Go for it. Was it an S? What was it? What was it? E? Not even close. Not that far off, though. Okay, a few letters off. All right. All right. All right. Was the first letter of your word P? Yes? So you have two matching P's. 2 P's in the phone. Oh. And I'm getting an F. Yes? Yeah? Oh. Yes. I was getting a lot of calmness from you. Like you're at peace. And what was your word? Oh. All right. Yeah. Yours is a very short word. Yeah? Yeah? 3 letters? Is it bar? Thank you very much. Where's your Pippin? Sorry, me myself. I just snorted. All right. I'm not getting it. Will you do me a favor? Can you just imagine you're holding all the letters and you throw all the letters up in the air and you catch a letter in the middle, right? And just is there a G over there? Yeah. And I'm getting, there's an A there also. Yeah, there's a C. The word that you're thinking of is a photographer. Oh.
Mike, what's he thinking of?
OMGs. All right, let's. I want to try something a little strange, and in fact, do we have any brothers here? I would never have guessed. Now, are you twins? No, you just look a lot alike. Oh, you're twins? Okay. I'm going to use the two boys, if you don't mind, stand up. And can you bring your chair? Just that chair. That's good. This one right here. This one, yep. Perfect. And you'll stand over here. Don't look so excited. Alright. And will you stand over here? Get your hands out of your pocket. There you go. Come a little closer. Not that close. No, it's perfect. Right there. Turn your body towards me. Stand right there. Perfect. Hold on. I'm going to move you a little bit. Just so you're like this. Perfect. Your name again is? Yoni and? Ari. Okay, Ari. In a moment, both of you are going to experience a strange sensation. A strange sensation. Okay? What I would like both of you to do is to first know that I promise not to hurt you or embarrass you in any way. Okay? Second, in a moment, I'm going to have you close your eyes. When you close your eyes, you will feel something, but don't react if you feel it. Just remember that you felt something and remember where you felt it, okay? It will not hurt, I promise you. Okay? I'm going to take good care of you. Okay? There we go. Take a deep breath. Relax. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Don't open them. I promise you, I'm not going to hurt you. I promise you, I am not going to hurt you. I will not hurt you. Whatever you do, I promise you, I will not. If you felt something, raise your right hand. Point to where you felt it.
Here, here, here. Here.
G. Okay. Wait. Will you do me a favor? Will you sit down right over here? Will you stand? Let me move this away. Would you stand behind your brother? One of my favorite jobs growing up, when I was a late teenager, 18 to 22, I worked up in the Catskills. Not as a performer, but as a bellhop at the Pines Hotel. It was a while ago. There was a lady that worked there. Her name was Mildred Gold. The hotel club, Mildred Gold, just so you know, she was in charge of the bellhops. And when she would ring the bell, that would signal one of the bellhops to help one of the patrons. I would come, or one of my family would come. Well, the hotel eventually closed down, and that room where Mildred sat, there happened to be a fire in that room, and everything in that room was destroyed. Except this bell. Will you do me a favor? Will you hold out your hand and ring it? This is the last time I want you to ring it, right now. That's it. Keep your hands still. Close your eyes. And hold on to this imaginary bell. Good job. And when you're ready, Yoni, when you're ready, I want you to do this.
Oh my God! What?
And let's give them a round of applause. Thank you very much.
That was nuts. Huh? Double overtime.
All right. We're coming down to the end. Okay. And before I conclude, I am going to need a person to help me. And no, I will need a guy for this. Will you mind helping me?
Alec, I was going to put you in there.
Fred, stand over here. Come on. Everybody, Fred. This is everybody. Something that you don't know about me, I mean, you wouldn't know about me, but ever since I'm 6 years old, I've been playing the sport of judo. 40 years later, I'm still playing. And there was a kid who was older than me when I first started. I was 6, he was 16, so 10 years older. He was the best judo player I've ever seen.
Who's this?
It was a judo player in my school.
Oh, yeah.
And he was so good, and the thing that was amazing about him, he was absolutely blind. He was blind, right? And I remember coming to him years later, and I said to him, his name was Andrew, I said, Andrew, why are you so good? He goes, well, imagine taking away one of your senses, all your other senses become very strong. So today, I'm going to take away one of my senses. I'm going to take away my sight. Before I do this, I want you to pick two people. Okay? Hold on. I'm going to tell you what you need from these people. Those two people will line up over here once my blindfold is on, and they will each have an object in their hand. Okay? So why don't you pick those two people now, okay? But whoever they pick, don't show the object until I'm blindfolded. Okay? So pick the two people.
The guy in the green shirt with stripes.
Yeah, yes. You tell them, they have to know. You can point to them, I won't look.
Okay.
Good? Alright, good. So once the blindfold is on, I'll let you know when it's on fully, then again you'll have them line up over here with the objects, and then one at a time they'll place an object on the table, okay?
Okay.
My grandma Fran. Oh, she was a hoot. These are her coins. These are Morgan silver dollars from the year 1900. You can take a look at them. Yep. I think they're one of the most beautiful coins of the American currency. This is another thing that I travel with all the time because of my love for my silver. Yep.
Okay.
Good. And I will ask you to take off your glasses for a moment. Close your eyes and put the coins over your eyes.
Wow. Like this?
And try to open your eyelids, but you'll notice it's difficult. Don't take away pressure. You can't do that unless you remove pressure from the eyelid, from the coins. Good. I'll take that. You're going to notice I have tape behind the table. I will need your help in a moment, okay? Everyone, take one finger, close one eye, and place your finger over that eye. Your eyelid is the weakest muscle in your body. If your finger is on there, you can't really open it up. So imagine when you have a heavy coin on there. Okay. Once I get this on, I may be blind. Okay, I have two more pieces behind me. Over here. Can you hand me the bigger piece? Feel them. Do you feel the coins in my eye?
Take his wallet and run. He can't see it.
That sounded like Michael. Okay, and then there's a little strip there. Can I have that strip? Because people think I can see through my nostrils.
You cover that up. Oh.
Okay, and then there's the blindfold. Do you see the blindfold?
Blindfold this.
It should be a piece of material.
On the other table.
Oh, is it on the other table?
Okay, yes.
Can I have that?
Sure. You want a happy face, too? No happy face?
No happy face needed. Okay. All right, this is not sticking, but that's okay. All right. Will you do me a favor?
Yes, sir.
Will you have the two people line up over here? The last time I did this, when I removed my blindfold, everybody left. Let me know when they're on this side of me.
They are.
Okay, the first person, will you put that object down on the table?
Any object you pick one.
Yeah, do they have an object?
They have a bunch of objects.
Just one object is good.
Okay.
Let me know when it's there.
It's here.
Will you place my hand over it? Not on it, but over it.
Right here. It's 6 inches apart. Is that good?
That's good. I'm feeling an energy. This is not something that's very solid, something that's very flexible. This is I would say paper. I would say money of some sort. Not exactly money, but I guess a check. And just out of curiosity, is this a blank check?
Yes. Which bank? Which bank?
Yeah, I wish I could tell you.
Which bank?
That'd be funny. I would.
OMG.
Can you take the TD Bank back?
TD Bank.
Oh my God! Okay, how about this?
That was TD Bank.
Okay. This is it. Am I over it?
No. Over this.
Okay. I don't know exactly what this is, but this is.
No, we asked.
That's all right. Okay. Is that Rebecca?
Yeah.
I know that voice.
Yeah.
It's burned into my mind. All right, here we go. This is this feels different than the other thing. Is this something different?
Yes.
Okay. This is this made out of plastic? Yes. Is there like a cap on it?
Yes.
It's not like a flip top cap. It's more of a twist off cap. The cap is silver.
Yes.
Yes. This is like a cream of some sort. I'll take that. Are we doing one last one or not?
One more.
Okay.
Yeah. One object. Very good.
Let me know when it's done.
It's over there.
It's there.
Very good.
I don't know what it is, but I'm going to say it's something black, about 2.5 inches, almost like a stapler or something like for a microphone or something like that. I don't know what it is, but it's something black and about this big and about that thick.
Oh.
Yeah. I can take this off. Yeah.
Give it up for Mike.
Oh, headphones. Okay.
Headphone box. Yes. Very good.
You're going to take the eyebrows off.
Everybody OMG.
You're going to remove the eyebrows. Oh my God.
It's still there. It's still there. Hey, you're still here! All right! Everybody on my person, thank you all very much.
Okay, so what are we doing here tonight besides watching a beautiful show, having some laughs, being amazed? There's a lot of things to be amazed about. Renewal is an amazing organization. I want to just tell you something. We had an event a couple of weeks ago in Hackensack Memorial Hospital. This is a hospital that we just started bringing transplants to, and we wanted to have a health expo, and we asked them if we could use their facilities to bring a few donors to Hackensack to give them a little education on what they need to do to keep healthy. They donated their kidney, they did a beautiful deed. We need these people to stay healthy because we know that they are going to be our best advocates. They're going to go out there and bring more kidney donors if people see them healthy. If people see them fat and slow and tired, nobody's going to want to be a kidney donor. So we went there and we asked them if we could use the facility. We had some of their surgeons came to watch to the event. Some of their nephrologists came. Other doctors came. And we brought 175 kidney donors to that hospital. They were blown away. We said, what's the big deal? This is only 1/3 of the people that we've done. This is only a third. So Rabbi Josh was talking there at the event, and he was talking to the donors, and he was telling the donors, you all should be very proud of yourself. What you're doing, you're spreading the word about saving lives through kidney donations. Matter of fact, today, we had 3 donations, and next week we hope to have another couple of donations. So I was sitting next to a doctor as he was speaking. He goes, what did he just not say? He said he had 3 kidney transplants today. He says, you had 3 transplants today? In one day you did 3 transplants? Do you understand what that means, what he said? That should be on the cover of Time magazine. Your organization did 3 transplants in one day? We don't do 3 transplants in a month. How did you do 3 in a day? We spoke to someone from Mount Sinai Hospital, another doctor. He goes, I want you to tell you something, just so you know who you are. Because really the truth is, us at Renewal, we don't think we're too big. We think we're a bunch of small guys on the block that are trying to help people. He said, your organization that did 98 transplants, you're a small organization with only 7 people, you did more transplants than we did in the whole hospital the whole year. Your organization did more transplants than Mount Sinai, which is a #1 transplant center in New York. Your organization did more than us. You have to know something. Renewal, the organization that you're here to support, that you're here to give encouragement to, is not only a New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. We are worldwide. We have people flying in from all over the world that are hearing that there's a chance to have their life saved. How did Michael and Michelle get involved with Renewal? We were here a few months ago. We spoke in the shuls. We were honoring 14 5-town transplant donors. We were giving them a nice, beautiful honoring. And we spoke in a lot of the shuls. And Michael heard us speak. And Michael says, I want to get involved with the organization. What can I do? I said, you want to give us a kidney? He goes, I don't want to get that involved. I want to just get, want to get involved. So sure enough, we invited Michael to a transplant. And we told him, we'd love to have you come to a transplant in the morning and see what it's about. And I said, he said, oh, okay, great. You know what time I got to be, like 10, 11? I said, no, transplants mean 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. He goes, okay, 5:30, 6 o'clock. That's pretty early. Got to be in the city, 5:36. Okay, you know what? I'm in. Count me in. I want to come. And sure enough, we brought him to a transplant. He came. He was blown away by what he saw. The donor and the recipient did not meet, similar to tonight. Matter of fact, they met last night. We were at an event. Last night we made a dinner for the 2 of them to meet, put them together. And he was blown away. He says, you know something? I got to help you guys. I'm going to do whatever I can to help you facilitate and save more lives. What can I do? I said, you know what? Can you host an event for us in your house and bring some of your friends and let them see what we do? And hopefully they can support us either through a donation, they could be a donor or a donor. One of the two. Let them pick one of the two. He goes, you know what? I'm going to do it. And sure enough, tonight, you see what's here tonight, the crowd we have. And I'm sure that there are a lot of people here that say, you know what? I've heard of Renewal. I never really knew what you did. And now I see what you're doing. And I want to be a part of the organization as well. I'd like to thank Michael and Michelle for opening their home to us. I'd like to introduce Michael. He needs no introduction. We're all here because you know who he is, to say a few words.
Before I introduce our featured speaker, Rabbi Wallowik, so AJ spoke. I heard of the organization without knowing much about it, other than knowing that it has something to do with kidneys. I didn't, I never took it too seriously because whatever. I mean, you hear a lot about organizations. AJ spoke Friday night. He was very funny. Then he spoke Shabbos morning. He was not funny. He was very serious. And it really struck a chord. And like AJ said, I went up to him and I said, let me learn about it. And I took upon myself a commitment which Baruch Hashem brought me the zechus to be at a transplant in merit of what I undertook. And I met the 2 most wonderful people in the world. I called my sister, we were in the car, and I called my sister, my older sister, we schmooze a lot, we laugh. So I told her, I said, Lisa, we were schmoozing, I said, you know where I'm on the way to? She was, where? I said, I'm on the way to Manhattan, Project Renewal? She was, Mickey, you're not giving a kidney. You are not giving a kidney. So I said, no, relax. No kidneys. But, and I told her, and she told me her friend's husband is a recipient, a guy from Toronto, I'm from Toronto, is a recipient of a kidney only because of Renewal. She said, you know so-and-so? Her husband was extremely sick, needed a kidney, couldn't get one in Canada with the transplant list and everything, and Renewal facilitated it, and he got a kidney. You should just know that. It's an unbelievable organization. So I have Baruch Hashem the zchus of being involved. My wife really did everything in terms of preparation and all the logistics and everything. So Michelle really gets. And I want to say the organization is just literally saving lives, literally. In that vein, it's my honor and it's humbling to me that Rabbi Wallowik took the time to come and waited for us for the show to end. And I really thank him for the zechus that he's coming to speak to us tonight.
So good evening.
Cover the Torah, please, Rabbi Seifel.
Now I'm just trying to figure out what side of the table I should talk to. We're talking about health or about health? Kishka? But obviously talk is cheap. It's really those who are the donors of kidneys or of checks who are doing it all. But interesting, guys, Pratis, that you chose today, this week's Pasha, to host the renewal, because that's really the theme of this week's Pasha. The first mitzvah we got was Achodesh Hazel Lachem Rish Chodoshim, the mitzvah of setting the Jewish calendar. And many discussed the idea why it is the first mitzvah we have as a people, Achodesh Hazel Lachem. After all, you would think there are more important mitzvahs, whether Achdus Hashem, reflecting on the wonders of Hashem, or Shabbos. You take the fundamental mitzvahs, like Jewish calendar. I don't want to ask how many people in this room know their Jewish birthday. Who speaks about a Jewish calendar? Right? Well, we know when the Pesach program is coming, but that's about it. Right? So what's the Jewish calendar? And one of the explanations given, discussed at great length in Kabbalah and Chassidus, is the idea of Achodesh Hazel Lachem, that we as a people have to know that like the month, we follow the lunar cycle because there's always renewal. Achodesh Hazel Lachem, always renewing. And if it's so on the calendar, how much more so in life? When people, I happen to know Daniel is a good friend who's here today, and really got a renewal in his life. And I want to also give a little credit, a lot of credit, to the Eshes Chayil who didn't let go for a moment to make sure that no avenue was not open in there until you finally got the kidney, even though waited and had to go through the procedures, but Baruch Hashem, ultimately we have it. So yes, kudos to Renewal. Continue Hatzlach and all that you do, giving people life and an extension to life where they would not have it any other way. And the Rebbe should give you that you should have continued Hatzlacha, you should have all the funds that it takes to continue to give life to all who need it.
Amen. All right, guys, this is the moment of the evening. So please, if we can have quiet from everybody, this is a real moment. We had a lot of fun, we laughed, we listened to music, we
have here tonight. Thank you, Mike. You're done.
Okay. I want to make sure that you get the cover.
There was music?
We have here tonight, like Michael said, a very, very special moment. We have our donor and the recipient that have yet to meet. This transplant was done. You would never believe this, because I couldn't believe it until I had to double check the records, and I remember that it was done. The day after Yom Kippur, a person came forward to donate his kidney the day after Yom Kippur. What kind of person, besides a malach, would come forward to say, you know something, I got to go through Yom Kippur, and then the next day I'm going to be in the hospital, knowing that it's going to take time to go through recovery. What about Sukkot, Sukkot, as you say it over here? What about all the other holidays that are coming up? Simchas Torahs, as you say. Not bad for Ashkenaz, right? Not bad. Not bad. All the different holidays. You know what? And he spoke to our office and he said, how desperately does the man need the kidney? And we said, it's desperate. He goes, so let's move the date up. Because originally it's supposed to be after all the holidays. He said, let's move the date up. No, you can't move the date up. You have the holidays. You have all the Yom Tovim coming up. It's okay. I'll sacrifice for my part to make sure he will be comfortable when he goes into the holidays. So I'd like to first introduce The recipient, where's Shoshana? And her husband Mordechai, Daniel Mordechai. Is he known as Mordechai or Daniel Mordechai? Mordechai. Please come forward. They never met the donor yet, the first time. And I want to just say one thing. This man went through the suffering of dialysis. Something that no one in this room should ever know from, and something that no one from this room should ever know of anybody that's on that machine. Yes, that machine is keeping people alive, and it's a necessity, but we have to know that that machine is not a way of life. Statistics show us that after 5 years on a dialysis machine, 70% of the people are no longer in this world. Which means, if you're going on that machine, if you don't get a kidney, that's the last place you're going to be, is on that machine. That machine will keep you alive. That machine is also a clock ticking backwards to the end. And I want to just say one other thing. I've been to many dialysis centers, and when you see an empty chair, that means the chair is empty for a reason. And Lo Aleinu, we should never know from these type of things. And the people that are not affiliated with Renewal, that don't know of Renewal, I don't know what their hope is. Because the kidney list is over 100,000 deep. 100,000 people that are waiting on a list for a phone call, and they don't know where the kidney is going to come from. Shoshana is going to say a few words, and after they say we're going to bring forward the donor. They're going to meet for the first time, and you have to know something. For someone to come forward months later and say, you know what, now is the time, and it was not so easy to get him to do it. He just wanted to give. Where do I make the deposit? Take what you need and let me go. And we told him, no, it's important that you come forward because you will inspire other people. That's the key. Inspiring other people to do what you did. And B'ezrat Hashem, through his donation and through his courage, other people will in turn be inspired and give us the ability to save more lives. Please, Ashana. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for coming. I'm really going to keep this very short. But Mordechai actually, and I discussed this, he's a little bit kind of shy, so just know for him to come forward in public is, I can't explain to you, no one knows him knows this is very, very not like him and very hard for him. But as soon as he signed the renewal and he saw that they're going to find him a donor, we're hoping to find a donor, Baruch Hashem they did, he said whatever they want, I'll do for them. He said if it means going in public, if it means speaking, whatever it is, but this part he couldn't bring himself to do. So I'm going to do it on our behalf. Tonight's event is not just about the donor and the recipient meeting for the first time, although of course that's an unbelievably special moment that very few people get to witness. Tonight is also hopefully to inspire many of you who have come out, especially on Thursday night, to be tested to save someone's life. Because if you get tested to be a kidney donor, you are literally being tested to save a person's life. I'm guessing some of you have reservations. I know I used to pass renewal signs, and I would say, a parakut to Tehillim and say, I'm so sorry, whoever it is, and literally 5 seconds later it was out of my head. I could promise you I never flood the person again, unfortunately. We're all busy and we just don't. But you should just know that now, of course, things have changed. And I want to read you a letter that my husband wrote. Some of you might recognize it. He wrote this at 3 o'clock in the morning when he was really, really, really sick, before we knew how to donor, and we did not know if Renewal will be able to get him through or not, because my husband's type O, which we did research, and it turns out that most of the Jewish people in America are not type O. They're type A and B, and O can only take from an O. So the chances of him getting a kidney, and because O is a universal donor, everyone can take from type O. So therefore his chances, unfortunately, were not that great. And this is what he wrote. At 3 o'clock in the morning. Hi, my name is Mordechai. I'm a father of several children and grandchildren. I believe in 2 things. Think good and it'll be good, and mida k'neged mida, measure for measure. Please, I know it's a little bit long, but I ask that you keep reading until the end. It's late at night again, and everyone is sleeping. But as always, I cannot sleep. My skin all over my body itches. I have frequent back pain, and eventually I fall asleep, only to wake up a short while later to use the bathroom yet again. In my sleep, I scratch my skin so badly that when I wake up, I'm covered in blood and bruises. I have to sleep, so I try again. This time the muscle spasms start in. First my toes, then my thighs, and then my legs. I cannot describe the burning pain. I try to stand up, but I feel like I'm crippled. I can't move my legs normally. I have to hold on to something to keep from falling. Slowly the spasms stop, and I go to sit in the sofa in a dark room at 3 o'clock in the morning by myself. I'm living a nightmare. The only problem is the nightmare is real, and I can't wake up from it. Then I have to try to get up and start my day, but the problem is I'm so exhausted I can't focus on anything. I start one task, but the exhaustion makes me easily forget it. I have 3 college degrees, including a master's degree. And unfortunately, I can no longer do simple tasks. I am in so much pain, attending shul is an impossibility. Recently, the company I work for sold and I lost my job. How could I possibly interview for a new one? How can I work when I can barely function on a day-to-day basis? I used to wake up at 6 o'clock every morning, daven with a minyan, and work 8 to 10 hours a day with no problem. Now having a scheduled routine is simply an impossibility for me. Even my days are difficult. Aside from the lack of focusing, the itching, and the burning pain, due to my condition, I must drink abnormal amounts of water. This means every 1 to 2 hours around the clock I'm in the bathroom, day or night. By 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I am so exhausted that if I don't sleep, I'm going to collapse. I used to walk 3 to 4 miles an hour. Now it takes me 45 minutes to walk 1 mile. Despite my entire life of healthy eating, I ate 0 fat, no alcohol, almost no sugar. My blood pressure is skyrocketing high due to my condition. And due to the same condition, I cannot take painkillers other than Tylenol. So I have pain 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. It is the most unwanted companion. What is my condition? I have something called polycystic kidney disease. It's a genetic condition due to no fault of my own. It's passed down for genes, and there's no way to avoid it. No matter, even though I ate healthy, exercised, and did everything I could. So this was written before my husband went on dialysis. Unfortunately, he wound up going on dialysis about 2 months after this. At the time he wrote, "Thank God my kidneys are still functioning ever so slightly." At that point, they're functioning at 12%. I can't assume you can understand what it means for someone's kidneys to function at 12% when a normal kidney functions at 100%. But we don't know how much longer I can avoid dialysis, which is known as a necessary torture. The doctor said I'm in the final stages of kidney disease, and the only way for me to survive is to have a kidney donor step forward and going for a kidney transplant operation. Once that happens, my nightmare will finally be over. I could start living a normal life again. Please, I'm begging, help me avoid dialysis. It does not do nearly as good a job as a kidney. It's a torturous way to live. And a person's survival rate drops every day that they're on dialysis. If I can buy a kidney, I would, but it's illegal. Please be tested if you could be the one to literally save my life. If you're worried, what if I need my kidneys? Both of them. It's a very good question. But the answer is very simple. In most cases with kidney failure, in almost all cases, the kidneys fail together. So, best of all, if you donate a kidney, you're taking out a very, very special form of life insurance. Hashem will give you a long life for saving another's life. It's also proven that those who test for a kidney live longer than an average person because people who donate a kidney need to go for medical testing throughout their life. Not often, but they do go. And they've actually found things that they would never have found. There are cases where they will tell you that they found medical conditions in kidney donors, and the only reason the kidney donor was by the doctor is because they had donated a kidney. Doesn't happen often, but it saved people's lives literally. There are over 100,000 people in the United States alone waiting for a kidney. The waiting list is 5 to 7 years. Renewal, which is an amazing organization that helps match kidney donors with recipients, at this time, this is only about 6 months ago, had over 400 people waiting, and I believe the number has grown, unfortunately. Despite their amazing help, it's grown. It's over 400 people waiting. So this is the part that Mordechai never said to anybody, but I want you to know this is e-blast at the Chabad.org, which goes to thousands of people, and I heard that week Renewal got more phone calls than they almost ever gotten, because instead of Mordechai saying he wants a kidney for himself, he says, I'm looking for 400 donors. He's not looking for himself. He's looking for every single person on Renewal's list. That was his goal. So please call Renewal, and then it gives the information. And it says Hashem should pay you back 1,000-fold for what you've done. So if anyone's here tonight that had any reservations, I want you to know my husband started. He was so sick. He literally couldn't stand. He was so yellow, it was scary. And the day after his surgery, he woke up, and his cheeks were pink. And I started crying. And he couldn't understand, like, what's the big deal? I said, have you looked at a mirror the entire time you've been sick? And he said, no. I said, I looked at you every day, and I watched you decline. You can't imagine what it's like to literally wake up the next day and see your spouse healthy. Thank you so much for coming.
So as she mentioned, a very, very important factor. The average weight of those that are lucky enough to get one from the National Kidney Foundation is 5 to 7 years. 5 to 7 years of agony, pain, fear. What is the worst fear a person can have? The worst fear? Fear of the unknown. Fear of the unknown, not knowing what's next. When is it going to end? When is it finished? Not knowing. You know, when you're expecting a child to come home they went out with their friends, and they're supposed to come home at 12 o'clock, and it's 12:01, and you don't know where they are, that fear of the unknown is the worst fear a person can have. Baruch Hashem, with a lot of effort and a lot of nisim and niflaot, he received the kidney not within 5 to 7 years, within 5 to 7 months. 5 to 7 months. I thought it was 5 months. He said it's closer to 7 months. What's the exact time, David? About 6 months. 6 months for someone to get a kidney from someone they never knew, not from a family member, not from a friend that came forward, just someone that says, you know what? I have 2. I only need 1. Let me give 1 away. I'd like everybody to give a full round of applause for Mordechai Rabinowitz, the donor who's going to meet the recipient for the first time. Mordechai Rabinowitz, please come up. Before you give him his little gift that you had, I want to tell you something. What? Oh, of course. Representative Rabinowitz, please come up also.
Without my wife.
Without her, you can't do anything. You know that, right? Without the wife, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. I wanted to tell you something. This is something that was told to me by Rabbi Victor Miller's grandson, who I had the fortunate pleasure of spending some time with. And after I had donated my kidney, which was back in 2013, and he came up to me and says, AJ, I want to tell you something. You did a tremendous thing. I said, yes, I know. I saved someone's life. It's great. Like all kidney donors, we don't think we did anything. Correct? We don't think we did too much.
Bigger deal to come here tonight.
Exactly. Right. So I said, you're right. It was a nice thing that I did. He said, no, you don't understand. You just duplicated yourself. Everything this man does, you get from this spot. He puts on tefillin in the morning, you put on tefillin that morning. He goes and reads a daf of Gemara, you read that daf of Gemara. This man is now your twin. Everywhere he goes, you will go. There's no gift that anyone can present to you. There's no gift that's big enough that can fill any void. But the family would like to give something as a Hakarat HaTov to you.
I'll explain the chitas. So if anyone who doesn't know, you can explain very briefly.
So basically it has 3 portions, Chumash, Tehillim, and also Seder.
And Chabad,
we just keep it
daily.
Every house should have one.
But I've also bought something for the family, which I'm actually going to present to your lovely wife, because I know that behind every donor that's married, there is no question a very supportive spouse, and we so appreciate it. It says in the Shachei, it's a pasuk in Tehillim that says, if you ever forget. So we picked it specifically, well, for 2 reasons. Number 1, of course, because it talks about Yerushalayim, but number 2, because it has the words forget in it, and we know we will never, ever, ever forget our donor or his wife, because we have so much appreciation.
But they want to see it. They want to see the gift. Okay, let's open it up.
I wasn't asked to talk, but if I'm standing here and
You might as well go for it. Go ahead, go for it.
as you all heard, it was done a day after Yom Kippur. A very hectic time at every Jewish family. Hectic as it can be. I had at my side my parents, which are here. Without them, I was discharged from the hospital Sunday, Erev Sukkot, went straight to their house with my wife and 3 kids for the entire Yom Tov. And without their support from the beginning until after full recovery, they made it just as easy as possible, taking care of the family and the kids. Let's not mention what Renewal did, but again, when it comes to family and we have the family to the side, the Hakaras HaTov, what I have to them, that I was able to go through it with peace of mind, knowing that the family's been taken care of throughout the Yom Tov, it means a lot to me.
Going to
For
bring
a song like this anytime.
bring the whole renewal staff to your house this coming Sukkot for
Are they all giving their kidneys?
I wanted to say something to the audience here today, something that's very, very important that you need to know. I mentioned this when I was in the shul speaking by Michael's shul, that in the average year in America, there's 330 million people in America, more or less, and about 180 donors, altruistic kidney donors, which means that there's one altruistic donor in every 1.6 million people. You have to have 1.6 million people go by and you'll find one. In this room tonight, we have at least 3 that I know of. 1, you can stand up, go ahead. Tom 5 pounds, myself, and now Mordechai. By the way, they're both named Mordechai, so you can know they were connected from before. Both named Mordechai. I wanted to say something. What you're seeing, 1 in every 1.6 million people. You have no idea what you're seeing here tonight is really a nisim v'niflaot. To see 3 people in one room, you have to go through almost 5 million people to see 3 of them. So to have 3 people, and Baruch Hashem, we have, Renewal has facilitated 540, what's the exact number? 541? 551 transplants that we've done to date. 551 miracles that we've been able to perform with Hashem's help. And when you put together 551 people, if I brought them all into this room, they all would say the same thing. We regret one thing. But what's the one thing we regret?
I don't have another one to
We
get.
can't do it again. That's the only thing we regret, is that we cannot do it again. I was by a transplant. We had a transplant yesterday in the city, in NYU hospital. So we were there early in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. We got there, 5:30. And there was a young man. He was a 44-year-old young man that received a kidney. A 21-year-old young boy donated his kidney. With the full support of his family, was behind him. We were there in the waiting room. There's about 50 people, friends, family. It was like a real big simcha that everybody came to, waiting to get the news from their surgeons that the transplant went well. And Baruch Hashem, it went very, very well. This man was also on dialysis for a short time, for about 2 months. But 2 months on dialysis is like 2 months underwater without coming up. It's 2 months in Gehinam. That's what it is. Something that nobody should ever know from. And a young 21-year-old boy that came forward and said he wanted to be the donor. And he matched. Where did this boy come from? His friend was talking that his father needed a kidney. Because your father needs a kidney. Let me see, maybe I could test, I could be the donor. We tested 60 other people before this young man came forward. They did not qualify. And this boy was the one that did it. His parents were standing by his side and said, you have no idea how proud we are of this malach that we have as a son. We always knew he was special, and now we really know how special he is. And I want to say something. I was in the hospital this morning. This afternoon I went to go visit them again. And while I was in the hospital, my phone rang. And I look at it, and the man's name, Albert. And I had the word in the name in the phone was Albert Kidney. It's a friend of mine that I met that needs a kidney. His name is Albert. And he said, AJ, I wanted to let you know that hopefully, Bezat Hashem, I'm feeling better. Let me just tell you who Albert is. About a year and a half ago, I was invited to a simcha, to an engagement party. So I got there early. I live in New Jersey. I work in Brooklyn once a week, and the engagement party was in Brooklyn. So I went to my friend's engagement party. It was on a Monday night, and I went early. I figured I'm going to go in early. I'll go home, and I'll check out early, just to say Mazel Tov. So I went in. I walked into the room, and I met my friend, and he says, AJ, I'm so happy that you came. I'm so happy. There was only 6 people in the room at the time. I got there very, very early, because I want you to meet a friend of mine. And I met this man, Albert. He says, Albert, I want you to meet my friend AJ, and let me tell you what this guy does. This guy's unbelievable. I said, Albert, do me a favor. I came to say Mazel Tov. I don't need you to tell him what I do. It's not important. Let me say Mazel Tov. Let me leave. Because no, I want to tell him what you do. Because you see this guy? He helps people get kidney transplants. The man almost fainted. Because what did you say he does? He helps people get kidney transplants. He helps people get kidney transplants? I can't believe it. My sister needs a kidney. You just introduced me to a man who happened to have come to say Mazel Tov, and I happened to be here at the same time. There's only 6 people in the whole room. And you told me what he did. My sister needs a kidney. Can he help us? I sat down with him. We got all the information. And sure enough, within a few months, we got his sister a kidney. Roll the clock forward a year later. I get a phone call from Albert. I said, Albert, how you doing? How's everything? Because everything's great. I said, how's your sister doing? Because my sister, Baruch Hashem, she's doing wonderful. I said, great, I'm so happy to hear it. He goes, can you find me a kidney? I said, what do you mean? He goes, yeah, my sister has PKD. It's hereditary. I have it also. I just got back from my nephrologist. I'm going to need a kidney. I said, I can't believe it. He said, AJ, I'm so young. He goes, I don't understand. I go to shul every morning. I'm there 5:30 in the morning. I have Rabbanim in my house all the time. I give tremendous amount of tzedakah. Why do I need a kidney for? I said, Albert, oh my God, we don't play. This is Hashem has His way. Don't worry. He goes, I want to have a simcha. I want to see my kids have their bar mitzvah. I want to see my kids get married. Am I going to be able to do it? I said, Albert, relax. We got your sister a kidney. We'll find a kidney for you as well. B'ezat Hashem. We'll find a kidney for you. Okay. 2 days passed. I went to speak in a shul in Brooklyn. I came out of the shul, and a lady met me outside. She was AJ Gindi. I said, yes. She goes, you remember me? I said, I'll tell you the truth. I see a lot of people. I speak in a lot of different shuls. I cannot remember all the faces. I apologize. Please tell me who you are. She was my sister. You got my sister a kidney a year ago. I said, oh yes, of course. I remember. I know. And now I met your brother. Your brother told me that he also needs a kidney. He goes, yeah, I know. It's a shame. I said, don't worry. We'll find him a kidney. She was good, because after you find him, you're going to need to find me one as well. Where would these people go? Where would they turn? Where are they going to go? On a list with 100,000 other people and hope and pray that something can happen 3 times in one family, that they're going to find what they need? Renewal is not only saving lives, they're giving people hope. You know what hope is worth? Hope is what keeps people going. If they have no hope, and we tell this to people all the time, don't give up. Keep your mind strong, because if your mind gives up, your body will follow. Stay strong, and we will find for you a donor. You're here tonight. You see what's happening. This is real. You cannot make this up. This is not a show. This is real lives, real people that are being saved, people who have a tomorrow, who never knew if there would be another tomorrow. People that will see their children get married, will be fortunate to see grandchildren. Aren't we all entitled to see that? We did a transplant, and the couple met for the first time. Similar to this, they met for the first time last night. We had another event. The man was 80 years old that received the kidney. 80 years old. Do you know what happens when an 80-year-old man walks into a hospital and says, hi, can you please help me? I need a kidney. You know what they tell him? Sir, have a seat. We'll get back to you. Who's next? And that's it. He went to 2 hospitals, and they told him, it's time to say goodbye to your family. You're never going to get a kidney. It's not going to happen. He contacted us. We found a donor, a 44-year-old young lady. She says, I want to give to that man. You know why? Because everybody wants to give to the 20-year-old. Everybody wants to give to the 30-year-old. Who wants to give to the 80-year-old? I want to give it to him. Let him have more years to share with his family. Renewal did probably one of the oldest people in history to get a transplant, 83-year-old man. These are people that have no shot. People in their 70s are not even looked at by hospitals. Not even looked at. So we ask you for tonight to not only say, wow, Mazel Tov, Yasher Koach, keep doing what you're doing. We need your help to continue. Our list is well over 400 people, probably getting close to 500. It continues to grow. The more we do, the more people find out about us, the more people come in, and we welcome them. Every week, 2 to 3 people come in that need a kidney. Every single week, 2 to 3. And we're only doing not enough. Last year we did 98. We say 98 like it's not, but it's not enough. Everybody's, wow, you did 98. I remember when the year before that we did 81. The year before that, 68. The year before that, 66. We are moving up, but we need the help to do it. Your hearts are great. And I'm sure you got a lot of good kidneys in here as well. I'm sure. But we need your help. We need your monetary support to continue for us to do it. It costs us almost $19,000 to do a transplant. Almost $19,000 to facilitate it from beginning to end, between all the testing, reimbursement of the wages, flying in donors. We fly in people from all over the world that want to be donors. We had a lady, we had to fly her back and forth twice from Alaska. She failed the first test. We brought her in again. She passed the second test, and she became a donor. People want to do this. Help us. Help those that are unable to help themselves. I'd like to present Michael and Michelle with a nice gift that we put together for them, something that will fit on their walls with the beautiful things that they have here on their walls already, something that we like to give out to people that sponsor transplants like they did, because they help save the life, and when you save a life, you're saving the world. I'd like to present a beautiful plaque that we have with many of our donors and our recipients. That's me right there. You have me on your wall every night. See that? Make sure you say goodnight to me every night. With gratitude and appreciation and gratitude to Michael and Michelle Ettery from Renewal. They sponsored the transplant on November 29th, 2018. An experience that I'm sure that will live with them for a very, very long time. And hopefully, B'ezrat Hashem, we have now formed a partnership with them that will be able to count on them for many, many more things to come. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all the good. This is Photoshop time. Let's go. Here we go.
Make us look skinny. That was it. This transplant was the 80-year-old.
That's the one that met last night was the transplant that he has sponsored. That's exactly right.
That was the 80-year-old.
That is the 80-year-old person. We have Rita Lang here tonight. She has swab kits. If anybody would like to take a swab, it's painless. You take a little con swab, you put it in your mouth, and that's how we can find out what your DNA is and match you up to other people. We have other people around, myself, David Shisha, Rabbi Sturm. If you'd like to help us out with a financial donation, we can definitely help you support. Don't forget tonight, what you saw tonight does not happen every day of the week. It should stay with you for a very, very long time.
Very touching.